Welcome to the New Mom Talk podcast, your go-to podcast for evidence-based answers to your burning questions about parenting. Join us as we dive into commonly Googled topics and hear from experts and real moms. Let's navigate parenthood together, one question at a time. Hi, everyone. Today's going to be my first solo episode. So I wanted to go over what I'm doing differently to prepare for postpartum this second time around. The goal here is to share my thoughts. This is going to be an unedited podcast episode. So hopefully I don't mess up. It's my first one all by myself. All right. So first time I had a C-section. It was unplanned. And with baby number 2, I've elected to go ahead and do a C-section. That's personal preference. I'm choosing to go that route given my first experience. I'm already familiar with it. It's what I want to do. So that being said, I've decided to also have a support team, a list of people that I may or may not need once I have this baby here. This time, my husband is also going to be taking paternity leave, which is 4 weeks. Last time, he only took 1 week. So that's going to be super, super helpful. We also have a 3-year-old toddler who's in school full-time from 8 to 3. So that's also really helpful. Let's go ahead and start off with the support team. So I'm starting off with getting a postpartum doula this time around. I didn't know what they were. I didn't know they existed. But basically, the way that I would explain a postpartum doula is hired help. You are paying somebody that has some expertise and knowledge of what you are going through that can help you with recovery and some other essential needs. What a postpartum doula will and will not do will depend on each one individually. So I interviewed a couple. I decided which one I went with. I just kind of had a great vibe, really connected with her. I liked, what she was willing to do and being able to be flexible with what our needs are. So that said, I'm really excited for that. I also added this fund on my registry. So I put a postpartum doula registry fund on my baby list. That was what I put down as most wanted because it really is what I need the most. I need that support once my son is home from school. We need somebody to help us with meals so that my husband and I can care for our toddler and our baby without necessarily having our toddler feel pushed out or left out. And I have no idea what to expect, but I'm just kind of trying to do the best that I can with preparing. That said, I also have created a list of local lactation consultants and free support groups in case that's something that I need. I didn't struggle with nursing last time around. I have no idea what to expect. Every baby's different. But in case I do need a lactation consultant, I have that ready to go rather than trying to find one once baby is here. I also do have pelvic floor PT. So my insurance covers some of that. I'm starting off there. If I don't connect with the care team, then I am going to look outside of insurance coverage. But given how expensive care is, babies are, I'm just going to go with the insurance route first and then see what I need, if I am having issues, how many visits I'm going to need, if at all, more than one. Last time I only needed one, which was amazing. So something to think about. I am also going to continue seeing my chiropractor. This pregnancy, I've been seeing my chiropractor. It has been so nice to get adjusted. I definitely am having lower back pain, which I didn't have last time, and just aches. I'm older. I'm 39. My son is 3. So my body is definitely getting its butt kicked. I'm not able to work out the way that I did my first pregnancy. Like, literally, I did boot camp until the day I had my son. No running here. I mean, walking is even a struggle. Yesterday, I kept it really close. I decided just to walk to the park, which is a half mile away. And I just told my husband, keep your phone on in case I need you to come pick me up because I'm having a hard time breathing. I'm having a hard time moving, but I just need to get outside to get the fresh air and feel like my body is doing something. I'm also going to continue with acupuncture. I started acupuncture a couple months ago because of the lower back pain that I was having. I don't know if I feel the effects or not. I think I do. However, our dog, when she was 12, ended up just having all of this pain and not being able to walk. We took her to acupuncture and it was like magic. She was suddenly able to walk. It extended her life by 3 weeks. So I'm a believer in it. I don't know what I'm expecting, but I do feel like my back pain has kind of diminished or it really has lessened given all of these outside services that I'm going to. I'm also looking into mental health support. So I want to do virtual, given that I will be having a C-section. I won't be able to drive. It's just more convenient being in the comfort of my home, starting off with my insurance. And if that's just something that doesn't work for me or I don't connect with the therapist that way, then I'm going to go to an outside service provider that does virtual. I do have a lot of connections given that I am in this birth worker industry, but I don't know that I really want to go to somebody that I know. I want to go to somebody that isn't very familiar with me because I definitely feel like I'm a hot mess. You know, my extremes are very extreme. I am very easily irritated and then I'm mean. This pregnancy has made me mean. Or I'm very sad and hormonal and I cry. So I need to find like that balance. I also feel very overwhelmed given that I have a toddler. I feel like my house is just always a mess and that easily irritates me. My laundry is never done. Not that it's going to be done after a baby is here, but I think that little things that used to really not bother me as much are now just almost like a trigger. So I need to definitely get my mental health figured out and feel a lot more balanced. That said, I've started to do a lot with caring for myself by adding prenatal massages. I've this last feeling like your 15-minute prenatal appointments don't give you enough time to prepare for birth. You're not alone, but you don't have to figure it all out yourself. That's where the She Births Bravely childbirth course comes in. In just 20 minutes a day, you'll learn how to cope with contractions, make labor easier, and fuel your body with the right nutrition. Plus, taking a birth class builds confidence, strengthens your bond with your partner, and even reduces the risk of a C-section. I'm using it myself as a second-time mom, and you can too. Sign up through my link at shebirthsbravely.com/newmomtalk and get a free I Love Mom onesie and teething toy for your little one. Month or two, I've been getting them like once or twice a month, and it has been wonderful. I'm excited to continue. I have a couple left before baby is here. So that has been one thing that I've added to self-care. I did a bath yesterday, so I'm doing more baths. I'm definitely going to get pedicures. So I'm doing little things that I know make me feel like I'm giving time to myself and for myself. You know, you got to do whatever works for you and your family and your schedule and your budget. Other things that I am planning for. So I love getting the purple carrot meal kits, which is similar to the HelloFresh, but it's the vegan version. If anyone is interested in trying it out, let me know. I have a few boxes that I can gift. So I want to continue to do that. Right now, we are getting 3 meals a week for 4 people. There's only 3 of us, but I do 4 meals or 4 servings because I like to have the leftovers. And so we're going to continue that. It's pretty easy to follow with the instructions. They can be time consuming. It kind of depends. It's from like 20 minutes to 45 minutes or so. It just depends on the meal that you get. So I am going to ask that our doula help us with creating these meals and allow us to refrigerate them so that we have them when she's not here. Also asking her to make other meals so that I can freeze like broths, miso soups, uh, veggie noodle soups, those things that I can easily put in a cup and drink while I'm nursing. I'm going to be relying on Instacart for grocery deliveries. So if we have a family that's over helping us out, I will just give them the recipe of whatever it may be that we would like to have for dinner and then ensure that everything is delivered so I don't have to worry about going to the grocery store. Because a messy house tends to trigger me. Sometimes it doesn't, but sometimes it does. We do have house cleaners that come over every other week. That will continue. That's been super helpful. And I also have a mother's helper that comes over once a week to do light chores, things like fold my son's laundry, help me out with loading, unloading dishes, folding kitchen towels, bath towels, helping out with dogs, whether it's picking up their poop in the dog run or maybe having to take one out or maybe organizing a drawer. So it's things that take up time that I just don't have the time to do or am very limited or cannot do right now because of how far along I am in my pregnancy. I'm 3 weeks away. And once I have baby, I will again be having a C-section. So I will not be very mobile. That is super helpful. And it just helps with my mental health feeling like, oh, okay, I didn't have to rush home to unload the dishwasher and then reload it. Like I got to go to the beach and take my dog out and just enjoy the fresh air and the waves, whatever it is. I think one thing I'm very good at is boundaries. So one thing that we are doing is not having any guests for the first week. We really want to adjust to being a family of 4, letting my son get comfortable with having a baby sister and not having mom and dad available to just focus on him at all times. So we're going to focus on letting him ease into this new role that he's going to have. We're going to do different activities with him after school. So again, my husband has 4 weeks off for paternity leave. So hopefully he'll be able to do things with him that he can't typically do with him during the week, whether it's a Padres baseball game on a random weekday or going to the zoo or maybe going to do a local hike. My son loves to be outside and hike, check out new trails. So we have a plan down as far as that goes. After that initial first week, then we'll start allowing people to come over and visit and meet our little girl. I am planning on doing a task list. So I'm going to have a number of easy tasks that visitors can select from to help me out before holding baby. Some of those are going to be unloading dishes or reloading dishwasher or wiping down the counter or taking out the trash. So simple things that really can help me out instead of a guest coming over and just holding my baby and then this trash is overflowing and I still have to go out and take out the trash. So it's kind of like a way to just support me and my needs and my family through this recovery when you come and meet our daughter. So there's that. Again, I'm great with boundaries, pretty good with boundaries, asking for a task to be completed. And finally, I feel like I'm pretty good at asking for help when I need it. Very different from the first time around. I was not good at asking for help. I thought I could do it all. This time around, I feel a lot more prepared, asking for the things that I need. I am having a list of contacts in case I need them, and really trying to think of how we can function as a new family of 4. And I think that my biggest concern is ensuring that my son doesn't feel like he's getting pushed out, because it's no longer going to be just him. He's going to have to share mom and dad with someone else. So we want to make sure that he is adjusting well and figuring out his new role as a big brother. He does seem excited. He will often say that he wants to do things with his baby sister and mama and dada. So I'm excited to do some of these activities that he's already mentioned, like a little tea party. I had a baby sprinkle at a tea party place, and I was telling him about it, and he said that he wanted to go do a tea party with his baby sister, mama and dada. So I'm hoping we can squeeze that in during our paternity leave and just have like a fun little family time. Well, I will have everything in the show notes. I will have my list for you guys to access as far as kind of the task list and the service providers that I am preparing in case I need. If you guys have any questions, you know where to reach me. You can always shoot me an email. You can reach out to me via Instagram. Thank you so much. If there's anything I missed, let me know. Thank you for listening. Tune in next week for our next episode. You can find us on Instagram for more updates and tips. Be sure to subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts and give us a review if you like us.